Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we've finally got some exciting update information. So as you can see, there's a couple of hypercharges that have been, you know, it's not really leaked, is it? But they always seem to do these in these community type events. So this community event is, well, they did completely betas. A lot of people thinking it was going to be paid to win. I thought it was going to be something maybe to do with like a cool hint towards Sonic. I don't know. There was just a lot of theories flying around in Brawl Stars, but as you can see, play to win. So essentially what this community event is, just play as much as possible and you have an unlimited amount of rewards we can get per billion takedowns, I believe. It's a lot of takedowns that we're going to have to get, but the rewards, as I said, are unlimited. It's the first time that we've done this. It's completely not capped until, I think they say at the end, I think it's till the 23rd, I think, off the top of my head. So this is an event we've not really done before. At the same time, I was expecting something maybe a little bit different, but this is still really cool. Who doesn't want unlimited rewards with the chance to get a mega trophy box as well, which is actually really cool, because you could get like a legendary skin, a hypercharge skin, etc. So there's so many rewards that we can get with this. I'm excited for it. So what we'll have to do is wait a second, because we're about to see the first hypercharge being leaked at 1:16. We see the first one, which is going to be Kenji. So as you can see on the screen, it is clear as day. Kenji is going to be getting a hypercharge with a brand new update. Every single time they do these kind of sneak peeks, it's literally happened every single time. They've got a hypercharge in the next update. So we know for sure that Kenji is going to be getting a hypercharge. I'll be going through a few theories of that after this. But Kenji, he's like a B-tier brawler in the meta right now. I'm not really seeing too much pro play, but he's always been at the top of the meta. So I think with the hypercharge, more than likely he'll be busted. He'll be probably back to the S tier in my opinion, because he's such a good assassin. So yeah, there's a lot of theories on Kenji and what the hypercharge could be. I've got a few of my own, but let's go into the next one. So literally in the next clip, we see the other one that is leaked by Brawl Stars, which is GRIFF's hypercharge. GRIFF's hypercharge was always one of these brawlers. I thought if he receives a hypercharge, it could be not game breaking, but he'd be very strong, because he's always been, I won't really say underwhelming, he's been on the balance side. A little bit last meta, he was definitely on the stronger side, and then he's kind of fallen down again, not really picked too much. But now, like, the problem with Griff in the past was that his super used to be so incredibly strong. You could chain it like crazy. Ever since they nerfed that, like a year ago or so, the supercharge rate, he's not been the best. But now with a hypercharge super, a tank counter, which will be able to have you know, a super that can destroy not only tanks, just squishy things as well at range with his hypercharge, can be pretty scary. So yeah, I'd be worried of a Griff meta, because you think about it, he's got a really strong gadget to break open the map. And there's going to be Griff everywhere. All maps are going to be broken open, and maybe if his hypercharge as well breaks open terrain as well, that could be pretty game breaking. I don't know what they could actually do, but again, I will go into some community theories. So this event is starting, I believe, right now, and it's going to be a giveaway at the end of it. So there's a chance for 12 people to win a Brawl Pass Plus for a year, and then I think every single one of those people are going to have the chance to then give a Brawl Pass to 10 of their friends, so which is really cool. So I think all you have to do is put a cool clip and then put the hashtag. It ends on April 23rd as well. So a lot of cool theories with what these hypercharges are going to be. So let's jump into it. Now let's go into some concepts which I really like in terms of the new hypercharges. Starting off with Griff's hypercharge, money baiting. So Griff's super now hypnotizes enemies for 1.5 seconds. This could be pretty cool, kind of like the Ollie's one. I don't really see this happening, but it is a good idea. The next one is Griff's $50,000. Griff's super drags enemies towards him. Again, would be pretty cool. And then I've seen some other concepts, like maybe with like the Frank super, so like 360 degree, like just his super cards are just everywhere, which would be pretty good. I've seen concepts of his cards would break open terrain, and then there's some really cool concepts right here as well from, let me see, the user Mystery Zero. Again, I'll link all of these in the description so you guys can see, give them credit where it's due. So we've got Clancy that needs a hypercharge as well. Clancy's super paintballs slow all enemies affected, keeping them trapped in his damage torrent for longer. That is actually a pretty good idea. So, you know, literally like one of those super paintballs hit, slowed, and then it just allows you to hit more of them. Mo's hypercharge could be when Mo pops up with his driller. He summons 3 rats to chase after enemies rapid speed. That could be a pretty cool one, to be honest. Again, these hypercharges got to revolve around their super. Shades can use his super twice, allowing him to gain an increased speed boost. That probably would be a bit too strong, but at the same time, Shade does need a love, and he could be a brawler that is needing that hypercharge. Again, we'll go into that in a little bit, because right now we know that they want, at the June update, they want every brawler to have a hypercharge. So there needs to be at least 12 brawlers to get a hypercharge here, and we already know about 5 of them. We've got Juju's here. Juju's is basically like Nita's star power, so whenever Gree hits somebody, it heals Juju. That would be very broken. Meeples, I don't think Meeple and Ollie will get a hypercharge just yet, but you can see on the screen, these are the concepts that he's thought of. And then as we go on, Doug's hypercharge could potentially get a hypercharge because he's one of the worst brawlers in the game, right? Add a hypercharge on. When activated, respawn brawlers are now immune from all damage for 3 seconds and have a 10% damage. But I could see something like this happening, to be honest. Just a bit of a better respawn, so maybe they're even faster. You know, there's just going to be some type of buff for these brawlers. You know, they can't die for a couple of seconds, etc. Probably a bit too strong in my opinion, but Doug does need that bit of love. Draco's, I've seen a few of these. Summons his dragon, which deals more damage as his ammo capacity decreases. Okay, that is pretty interesting. What I've seen with Draco, I think was a concept by even the dev team, was that Draco's hypercharge could just be 50% bigger, which I think that would actually be a better one. Kenji's one, this is an interesting one. Kenji's super can break obstacles and stun any enemies caught in its path for 2 seconds. Again, could be a good one, because who doesn't like a stun? Probably a bit too many stuns in my opinion, especially an assassin having a stun. I don't know, I don't really like the stun effect. And then Griff's each bank note fired that hits an enemy brawler makes them deal 10% less damage for each 10 seconds. Probably a bit too much in my opinion as well. And then we go on to Kenji's hypercharge. So there are a lot of concepts for this, to be honest. So we can see this one again. This is from Breath Crane, so a really good concept. Kenji now performs another set of precise circular slash after slash army. So I really like this concept, to be fair. You can see by the nice little diagram, he's put a lot of thought process into this. So you can see here the yeah, I think, wait, how many slices? Okay, there's a total of 8 slices. Okay, that would be pretty strong. Anybody within Kenji's area will just get absolutely decimated. That would be very, very strong. I did see one. Yeah, it's this one. This is an interesting concept. I think I might go with something like this. That's going to be a lot of damage, inspired by Grom's hypercharge. I feel like that would probably fit Kenji. Maybe a little bit boring. He is a legendary brawler, you've got to remember. So I think his hypercharge probably will be a little bit cooler than this. And then the last one you can see here. Again, like it's just like these other dashes that split off after an enemy is hit by the super. So just a lot of dashes in combination with the super. I can imagine something like this. So let's go on to the final point of the video then. So again, we're going to go back to this. We seem to go to this every single time. So if you guys remember, a couple of months ago, I was the first person to realize that with the hypercharges, we're going to get more hypercharges. We definitely were, because you can see with this roadmap, which we'll go into this mode right here. I won't put Frank's voice on, but what he's basically saying is that with the April update, there's going to be a really, really cool collab. A really, really cool one. So it's not going to be the Uno one, because that was just a small one. The next update is going to be a really cool collab. And then June update, we see here with like a mastery update, etc. And then what he goes on to talk about is the hypercharges. He wants every single brawler to have a hypercharge by this update. So we'll go into which ones have got a hypercharge and which ones need one. Finally, to wrap up the video, we're going to be going through the hypercharges that are definitely going to be coming with the next update, I believe. So Bruce Loss himself, they leaked this with the last update. We know that Gus's hypercharge is coming pretty soon. We know that Pam's hypercharge is coming pretty soon. And then we know Willow's hypercharge is coming pretty soon. So I just tested it out then, but I'll show you guys. I think they actually removed the hypercharge button finally, but you can actually test it in the prior dev build. Other YouTubers have already covered it. So with Gus's hypercharge, I believe it shoots off whenever you use it. Even if it's onto like your teammate's brawler, you shoot off this hypercharge super, and then it splits off other projectiles dealing damage. I think there's a weird bug where, depending on the teammate that you super, a bunch, like whatever skin it is, all of their skin's projectiles just fly off. It's actually a really cool visual bug. You'll probably just type it in on YouTube Shorts and you'll be able to find it. And then Pam's, I think it's like an overhealing shield, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, I don't think that's going to make Pam meta. And then Willow's, I think Willow's top of my head is that she's completely immune whilst in her super, which is nice, but I don't think that is the problem with Willow, to be honest. I just think mechanically she's terrible. So I don't think any of these brawlers are really going to be profiting off their hypercharges too much, unless the hypercharge rate is insanely, insanely low. So now it leaves with, what, 7 brawlers still to get a hypercharge. So I'm going to quickly predict some of them that I think are going to get one, and when we'll wrap up. So I think Bonnie is in desperate need of a hypercharge. I think maybe they go through all of the epic brawlers, to be honest, that can get a hypercharge, but Bonnie should definitely get one. She's been in the F tier for a very long time. I know hypercharges shouldn't fix brawlers, but now with very limited brawlers left in the meta, maybe maybe it is what she needs, because she's still good mechanically when you think about it. She's got 9,600 HP, and then she can jump onto someone. It's all about whether she has a good hypercharge. The twins, if they get a hypercharge again, they've fallen down in the meta. If they get a hypercharge, they will be busted, because literally the twin is on the map for a very long time. Imagine a bigger health bot. Yeah, that's going to be very scary. Shades as well can be very scary because he's underrated. Meeples, I'm going to predict like Bonnie, Larry, maybe like a Chuck because he's starting to go down. Probably like something, I don't know, Clancy again. Terrible in meta, probably needs a hypercharge. We've got Lily as well. I don't know what her hypercharge could be, but I don't think any of the newer brawlers, maybe like an Amber could get one. I think Draco would definitely get one, by the way. So I think maybe Draco, Kenji, we're thinking like some of these mythic brawlers. And then, of course, we know GRIFF, we know Kenji. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.